What's up, YouTube? Wars Archive here. I wanted to talk a little bit today about staying focused as a silver stacker. Whatever your goal may be, as far as your stack, I think it's important that we all, every now and then, take a step back and kind of reflect on what we've got going on in our stack and where we're going to go with it in the future. For me, I started stacking. My initial game plan was to stack as much bullion as I could by the weight for the lowest amount of premium as I could, and namely the American Silver Eagles. Fast forward a few years to now, I've noticed some things that have been popping up in my stack more and more to the point to where it's almost annoying. I've kind of gotten off track of my initial game plan. And namely, I've fallen for some of the pageantry items that kind of saturate the silver and gold market today. And I've got to kind of unplug a little bit from all the different distributors' websites where they, are advertising their new and best thing, and kind of stay away from that and focus more on my weight count. I've also started thinking more and more about my end game. It's not going to do me any good to stack silver and gold for the rest of my life and not use it at some point. Now, I know some people have different strategies for it, and some people want to leave an inheritance to the family. But me, I eventually want to sell it and make a profit from it. And I've also started thinking here lately, what's going to be my magic number to cash out? I think for silver, I think about 1,500 ounces for me is about as much as I want to obtain, because after that it's almost cumbersome and to store it and protect it, whereas gold is much easier to store. And gold is also less volatile than silver. I think there's a brighter future for silver, but it's an industrial metal, and I think it's a little undervalued. But what do I know? Is who really knows the silver and gold market? No one can really predict what's going to happen in the future. But I think if it gets to $30 or $40 an ounce again, I'm going to cash out. Since I've started stacking, I've got my cost per ounce under 20, which is good. So I think if it gets to $30 or $40 an ounce, I'm going to cash out, and I may wait for it to drop down again and reinvest, or I may just cash out and do something else. Who knows? But I hope that you guys start thinking about your game plan, so that you don't end up an old man or woman sitting on a pile of silver and gold, and you've missed your opportunity to get rid of it. I want to do something with my silver and gold to kind of benefit my lifestyle, or to reinvest it in land or a house or whatever the case may be. There's a million different things you could do with it once you cash it out, but I think you definitely got to get a game plan for that, and how you're going to achieve that. As far as the pageantry items, I started that 2016 year of the flip contest, and it's really got my head spinning as to all these different pageantry items. How are you going to sell that stuff? And there's a quote out there, I don't know who quoted it, but I can paraphrase it. An item's only worth as much as someone else is willing to pay for it. If you get caught up in these pageantry items, you're going to pay a huge premium for it in hopes that you can sell it, hoping that someone else is going to be willing to pay that premium so that you can flip it. Whereas if you buy bullion, you're basically buying it for the spot price. So for me, I plan on just being able to call a dealer with my silver and gold and just kind of telling them what I got, locking in a price and shipping it to them and getting a check. I've actually went through that process a couple times just to see how it would work, and that's essentially how it works. However, if you've got hundreds or thousands of different coins and items, you're going to have a much more difficult time doing that. And you may have to resort to selling them item by item, which will be that's not something I want to have to do, I can tell you that. So I think it's important, and some of you guys may want to do that. I don't want to knock anybody or whatever strategy you got going on, but not something I want to do. I'd like to keep it simple, which is kind of why I'm making this video, to kind of take a step back and reassess what I've got going on here, and start focusing on my end game, and hopefully you guys are doing the same. So I think, starting 2016, I'm going to get back to my game plan. I haven't went off track so much that I'm in trouble by any means, but I definitely want to kind of reel myself in here and set some goals for myself. I think it's the 1,500 ounces, and when I hit that mark, I'll see what I want to do, whether I want to go into gold or something else. But I've noticed that a lot of YouTube channels that were, up and running when I started have kind of disappeared, and I think it's kind of the evolution of the silver stacker of, once they get to a certain point, they kind of start thinking about what they're going to do with their stack, and whether or not they want to continue to invest in silver and gold, such a volatile market. Definitely don't put all your eggs in the silver and gold basket, but hopefully you guys are thinking, your end game and what you're going to do down the line, and the easiest way to do that is to set goals along the way, so that you stay the course, and don't get caught up in the pageantry of the silver market, guys. Personally, I think if we ever want silver to correct itself with the silver and gold ratio, I think we've got to get away from spending all the premiums that we fall prey to when these mints and these distributors come out with these new coins. I think if we start reeling ourselves in a little bit and buying silver for spot, or bullion and things like that, I think that silver will correct itself. For one, you're buying more weight, so there's going to be less of it out there, and two, I think that's how the mints and the miners and the distributors, I think that's their kind of response for the when silver and gold drops, they have to do something to keep selling silver and to keep mining it. I mean, if it's so low that they can't mine it and make $1, they're going to result to the pageantry, making low mintage stuff and putting premiums on it so we can buy it. I think that's their way of staying alive. I can't really necessarily blame them for doing that, but I don't want to be the victim of that, which is why I need to get back to bullion, and I hope some of you guys are thinking about that as well. So I don't want to make this video too long. So 2016, I'm definitely going to do some reevaluating and and focusing on my end game. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and keep stacking.